You're being recorded. So I've done my legal obligation to let you know.
Thank you for that.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and we're live. We're back. We got the three-headed monster tonight. We got Mike Smith.
Sure.
Welcome.
Ahoy, Palloy.
So, it's got the Stillers hat on.
I was coming in hot.
Easy money last week. I like it. Easy money.
Nothing like a 14th minute win in overtime after dodging multiple bullets.
Hey,
live rounds, baby. Live rounds.
It's a win.
All right, boys. Well, we had a pretty awesome week one. So we want to talk about that. And then we got a special surprise with some power rankings this week, so we'll go through those lists. And without further ado, let's take it over to the week one recaps. I'm going to share my screen here.
Through the magic of the internet.
Come on. The interwebs are in motion, and here we are with the game of the week.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The Wentz miracle. So Glenn wanders aimlessly into the league, inherits a pretty decent roster from Bussing that is completely devoid of quarterbacks, and he gets his favorite team's completely washed up quarterback to turn in a rock star week. It was awesome to watch. So valiant effort by what a close game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It seems like we get a lot of these in this league, which is one of the awesome things, I think. And tough break for Danny and Joe. Great showing for them on a team that has historically struggled. So I think they are showing some signs of life, which is great. Patterson, I guess, was not a one-year wonder. He had at least one additional game with a lot of touches. Evans looked great, so nice trade deadline acquisition there for Bussing. Glenn, maybe you didn't get to draft anybody, but you got a pretty productive player there. And he, won with a very pedestrian day out of Eckler. So, really nice. File a missing persons report for Sign. I liked him when he drafted him. He started him and scored no points. That's quite an accomplishment.
Play or was he inactive?
I have no idea. I didn't actually take the time to look that up. But and then the elephant in the room with dead money right now is a moribund tight end room. I mean, that is ugly city. But a great win. Had 4 players on the bench that scored no points, but Robbie Anderson is banging around down there, so he can bench one of those worthless wide receiver or tight ends, bump in another wide receiver. And I think he's got another strong team. He's got playoff potential. And Booga Sugar, baby. I mean, hey, perennial doormats. These guys have some life to them. Jefferson and Judy, awesome young core, and CEH is finally, at least for one game, looking like an Andy Reid running back. So I thought it was encouraging that they, showed some signs of life. Had Shaq Leonard missed a game, that's a lot of defensive points that they didn't get. And, they came within a hair of knocking off a playoff team for most of the league's existence. So I thought it was a really good performance and bodes well for both of these teams. It certainly, when we get to the power rankings, pretty fundamentally changed my thinking around Booga Sugar. So.
All right. Who's next?
You are, Big Cat. Why don't you break down your own matchup there with you thumping Craig's fucking head wide open by 30 points?
Well, here's
go ahead
the deal,
and take your victory lap.
I'm the best there is, plain and simple. No, man, it's
piss excellent.
The one thing I will toot my own. Well, it's not much of an accomplishment, but I was just glad to see Kareem Hunt come back because I held on to him for a long time. He was hurt all last year. Same deal with Michael Thomas. And I needed those players to win, and I needed Craig to not start the right players too. I guess Mikey actually told me last night if he would have started the right defensive players, he would have beat me by 1 point.
Wow. Well, that's some maths right there, but also, hard truths, right? That's a not very good roster, and you got to make perfect decisions to win with a not very good roster, and it's pretty fucking hard to make perfect decisions. So a predictable result, but a better game from Craig than I would have thought. So, as long as Barkley keeps on popping 37 points a week, I think he's going to be in games. But if Barkley scores 20 points a week, probably not going to be in games.
I don't know. AJ Brown looked great. I mean, I thought Craig finally gets something out of Barkley, and all of a sudden he's got a little nucleus of, guys you can build around. So I thought it was encouraging for Czech,
For sure.
despite getting
For
whacked
sure.
by what I think is one of the best teams in the league. So.
Yep. All right, my turn. Who's up?
Mikey. Dave.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
got you guys mixed up.
Speaking of victory laps, take it away.
Mapletron. Upset city here. Mapletron knocking off Hulk Hands in an interdivisional matchup. The fucking crowd goes wild.
How wish they had pyrotechnics for this one.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm gonna find some effect to put in here. So.
Yeah, like the horn.
You like the reggae horn?
Yeah.
So anyway, Mikey on the backs of giants, right? Minka Fitzpatrick and his 40 points, Kelsey with his 30. 2 huge games right there. But other than that, a pretty solid performance across the board from the boys at Mapletron. Not unrepeatable results from Hurts. I think that's about what you can expect out of him. And you're not going to get 40 a game out of Minka, but, not too bad. Joe, you can't have Allen Robinson in your starting lineup, apparently. You just can't do it. Can't start AJ Green. That's not something that you could do if you expect to win in this league. And a huge letdown by Eric Kendricks, a tackling machine who came up with fucking doo-doo. So, and then Kamara, 7.6 points.
And Jamal Adams was on track to win the game for him, and then he went out in the second quarter,
and he
right? I mean,
got a season-ending injury in the first quarter. So,
is that right?
Yeah, he fucked his knee all up. So,
I thought it was his calf.
It's a tendon or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like his quad tendon pops off his bone or some such thing. So anyway, great win for Mapletron. I'm not concerned with Hulk Hands yet. That's my take.
Agreed.
Okay, moving on. Mike?
Yeah, Lord of the Slum over Mac and Chase. This one was a bit of a surprise. I mean, I thought Mikey's team was good, but I mean, I still think that Mackison has a really good team because I think he's got like the best players on the Bengals, and I think that the Bengals are going to be a lot better than they were against the Steelers long term. Jamar Chase, holy shit, the guy's just an animal. And if he'd started Burrow, I think this is a closer game. I can't do the math, but he got crushed by Rodgers not getting it done. But look, I like what Lord of the Slums is laying down with Mahomes. I mean, holy smokes, that guy is awesome. And Devonta Smith will not. I don't think he'll lay another zero for the rest of the season.
To me.
I think that was a complete anomaly.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I think to escape with a win when you get nothing out of a guy who I would suspect will be productive for him most of the year is a really good win. And, Amon-Ra St. Brown, good on you for wherever you got him. He looks great. And solid, scoring across the roster, anchored by just a huge game by Mahomes. No reason to think he's not going to do similar things week in and week out. So that makes Mike a dangerous team. And Bill, I mean, look, I think starting Rodgers wasn't a terrible idea, except that they're just a mess. Like, I'm sure they'll get better as the season goes on. And, I think once the Bengals get their footing, I think the Steelers looked great or sounded great. I didn't get to watch the game, but on the radio, they sounded really good defensively. I don't think that Cincinnati's going to face that kind of pressure very often. And so, Mixon, Higgins, Burrow, I think he's going to be able to post a ton of points. And then, that like Henry Hilliard thing is going to be a little bit of something to deal with potentially for a little while if they're trying to keep Henry fresh for a playoff run and stuff like that. I mean, Henry, I think, was fine, except that Hilliard was the guy who got into the end zone with the passes or whatever in the red zone. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about Bill right now. I mean, Mooney played in a monsoon. That compromises most of his value. So I think this is a bad break for Billy Mack. I'm not ready to press the panic button or anything like that, but an excellent win for Goldberg. And again, I think one of the fun parts of this league is we've had a lot of parity over the years. And I think this week's results suggest that despite what looked like pretty disparate rosters, with the exception of 2 or 3 teams, I think there are a lot of teams that could win any given week. So
yeah. Yeah, I would just to pile on with Billy, as a recovering Derrick Henry owner, these games happen. It happens. And also, I actually did the math on this one. If Billy had started Burrow instead of Rodgers, it's a 2-point win for him, and it kind of changes the tune of how we talk about Lord of the Slum. I think the narrative there becomes Lord of the Slum got 50 from Mahomes and still couldn't win. And hey, look, I'm not hating on Mikey, but like, it's all pedestrian performances and 48.9 points from Mahomes. Like his.
I guess I don't know. I mean, he's got a lot of double-digit performances, and then his running backs. I do worry about the running backs, right? But solid. I hear you.
But like,
solid, not spectacular.
50 a week from Mahomes. So if that's the plan, it ain't gonna work. But hey, look, I was impressed too. So moving.
Fair point. Big cat.
All right, Derry Sanders had a little run there. It was close for a while.
Yeah. Hey. It was like Notre Dame versus Ohio State right here. You know what? We didn't embarrass ourselves.
Just wait until the next week.
After such an action-packed Sunday, I kind of didn't watch all of the game on Monday. It's kind of on the side TV. But I didn't know Javonte Williams did so well. He must have caught a lot of passes.
He caught a ton of passes.
7 or 8 catches.
He didn't have a lot of carries, but he caught a ton of passes down the stretch too. I mean, most of them were second half catches, but I think that's sustainable for him. Sorry.
Absolutely no. I was gonna say Cooper Kupp. Like watching that, because I watched the whole game, obviously.
That was insane.
But that guy, he's like one of the best wide receivers I've ever seen. Like legit. He is fucking always open.
He is always open. It is
him and Chase, dude. If you'd have watched the Steelers game, Chase, he's uncoverable, and Jefferson too. So between Chase, Kupp, and Jefferson, like they're literally like you just
incredible.
You can't do it. So those guys are such a huge advantage. So anyway, I don't think this result surprises anybody. Hey, look, 208 from my team, pretty good. Fucking cool.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Really
good.
Goddamn.
Well, and Andrew's got
Saturday, and they let me down on Sunday too. Those cock-sucking Irish.
Yeah, and he's got, Andrew's got to navigate the Elijah Mitchell injury.
But he has the depth to do it. That's the whole.
But he's got
great. This is zero here.
Yeah.
Fucking Cameron Curl didn't even. He was inactive.
Yeah.
Still I come close.
I mean. Really stacked team.
Yeah, man. All right, and then this one is going to go quick. Great win, Dominic. Good job.
Okay, dynamite team. Good luck covering the Najee and Keenan Allen injuries, and that's all. He's going to be fine. Oh, and the T.J. Watt injury too. Holy shit.
Yeah, but
he's kind of decimated.
He'll be okay.
T.J. Watt got hurt and still had 35 points.
Yeah, he got hurt late, but yeah, I mean he was.
Was it at the end?
He intercepted a ball. He was awesome. I mean, he had multiple sacks. He intercepted a ball that hit him in the face mask. He was electric.
Pretty good.
And now he's not playing anymore.
Yeah, but it's the non-surgery style of pectoral tear, apparently. So anyway, okay, so I adjusted my rankings here a little bit. I changed my color codings, which should be exciting to the teams that were formerly in the black zone. The dead teams are now feisty, but no real shot. So we will start from the bottom. Start from the bottom. Yeah. All right, so DJ Booga Sugar, still not good. Okay. Derry Sanders, still not good. Craig, I moved him up above me. He had a decent week, but still not a believer. And Mapletron got the win, so you are officially the tallest midget, Mike. Congratulations. So moving right up there. I mean, but like, look, we get into the battling for the playoff zone, and I'm not going to overreact here after 1 week. I think that's kind of my idea on this whole thing, is that the Traz boys had a really horrendous week. But that happens to all of us at some point throughout the season, and I have faith that their roster strength will be able to bounce back. But I did move them down to 8, dropped them 1 spot. I moved Billy Mack down 3 spots. Again, like, he's still in the yellow because I'm not concerned. He was a borderline team last week, But I think this week's game showed the holes in that lineup. And like everybody has holes, but he goes 0-1. He's one of the bottom scoring teams in the league. So he's going to drop down on me. Hulk Hands drops 1 to Mapletron, but again, we already talked about Joe's team a little bit. I still think this is a good team. I still think this is a playoff team. I moved him down a little bit of the other teams that won, but I think Joe's still battling for playoffs. Lord of the Slum, Mikey, we talked about him in the game recap, but very impressed with him. It was a nice win. He is going to have to figure out some secondary scoring because Mahomes is not going to score 49 points a game, but he could win if with Mahomes in that 25 to 28 to 30 points, which is kind of where you can expect him. So, I like Mike's team a little bit here.
Yeah.
And then
he had no other. I mean, we could go back, but he didn't have any other like blow it out of the water standout performances.
No, but he had a lot of guys in the low to mid.
He probably will in a normal week. You know? So,
and you need that, and we could see it when you see Dominic's team and Andrew's team. They have a lot of guys that score 12 to 18 points, and then they have a couple guys that score 35, 40 points, and that's how they put up those crazy numbers. But anyway, Glenn moved himself up nicely. He had a good week. He had some starters that didn't really perform and was still able to win and still able to put up a respectable amount of points. So he's right at the battling in the playoffs here. And then we have our top three, our top three scoring teams. I think Diggs is still trying to get to the level. But I think last week kind of really cemented him in that championship contenders category there. And, Dominic had the high score. I still believe in Andrew's team as being very good. Those two are, whatever. You can rank them however you want. But last week, Andrew didn't do anything this week that would cause me to move him down. He was the second highest scoring team, I think, right, Derek?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, there you go. It's those two, and I can't wait to see those two play. It's going to be it'll probably be like 187 to like 193.
But they'll go twice, right? They're in the same division, right? So they'll go twice.
Oh yeah. So anyway, like right now, the only teams that are like in the moving categories right now, as I see it, are going to be if Team Trash shits the bed again. They're going to go danger zone next week.
Yeah.
And Mike, if you win, you're going to enter the danger zone. Who knows?
Hell yeah.
If you go 2-0,
well,
I mean, like, what do you need to get
start
in the
working
playoffs?
the math already?
Well, you need 7 wins to get in the playoffs in this league. 7 or 8 wins. 8's a definite. 7 usually gets it done. If you get 2, to go for 2 for 2. I mean,
come
on. Right?
Derek, do you want to do your rankings? Do you want me to riff on Dave's and then turn it over to you? Where do you want to go next?
Yeah, why don't you riff on mine, Mike?
All
and
right.
Then we got to turn the stage over to Derek for his.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've got something far, far better than my random musings here. But I mean, look, I actually, on the top 3, I totally agree with you. I think that's a kind of a foregone conclusion. So working my way up from the bottom, I actually have Mapletron at the bottom. And my rationale is that with the exception, I mean, Hurts had an okay day, but with the exception of Kelsey, there's no frontline player on that roster. You can go through it and you got a bunch of like kind of marginal role players. Everybody kind of double digited. And that's the only way we got through with Minka, putting up a huge week. You can't count on him for that many tackles and a pick 6 every week. So like,
I got to interrupt you for 1 second because you're talking about that. Like your starting lineup was one of the best starting lineups I've ever seen. Honestly, to get that production from those players, it was really like honestly, it was amazing to see.
We left James Robinson and Duvernay on the bench. It could have been a better week, but anyway. But like I mean, I don't see that as necessarily sustainable, right? And there aren't enough anchor stud players, and that's my biggest concern with our team. And that I'm worried about Traz too. I mean, they've got a good running back stable that's getting old, that hasn't gotten them over the top in the last couple of years, and I think their elite wide receiver is CeeDee Lamb, and now I am really concerned that last week didn't work out for him, but going forward, catching balls from this clown, whoever, Cooper Rush or whatever the hell the guy's name is, like that's Jesus Christ. I don't know if he's going to be able to perform like his talent would allow him to perform with Dak. And so, like, I'm really concerned about Traz. I've got them down at 11 right now. I mean, if they flip the switch and everything starts getting on track and they're getting huge numbers from, their running backs and Lamb, maybe I'll change my tune. But right now I'm really worried about that. Darius Sanders, I also have at 10. And then I had 16 checks at 9. So that bottom portion is largely similar. And then I have Boogashug all the way up to 8. I mean, I thought that it was really encouraging. He's got those really good young receivers in Jefferson and Judy. And, if they can get some consistent production from some of their other guys, I think Judy and Jefferson can give them enough points to be competitive in a lot of weeks. Hulk Hands at 7, Dead Money at 6, Lord of the Slums at 5, and then I have Mac and Chase all the way up at 4 because as I look at the roster, if Derrick Henry shows up and the Bengals are playing anybody other than like the most elite defenses in the league, he's going to be tough to beat most weeks, I think. So. And then the top 3, as I said, was the same. So that's it. Not a huge difference, but I think the Team Traz and the Booga Sugar and Mac and Chase are the biggest kind of variations versus where you were, Dave.
Yeah. All right.
And good luck to all those teams.
Indeed. All right. So we're going to try out something a little new here. The Big Cat is really
ultra magical.
Fucking rolling out the red carpet to you sons of bitches. So you better watch. Oh, and don't forget.
Drum roll, please.
Subscribe.
I'm going to make some comments that'll hopefully get the text string going to see if people are actually watching. But yeah, so I was like, got a lot of reaction from the power rankings last week. So I thought, what would be a cool way to kind of take it live every week? And then I came up with this. So if you've seen this on the internet, on Twitter, Big Cat does a lot with this, but I use them when I'm watching our video game guys on YouTube. They rank the weapons this way that we have to do. So I whipped this up real quick, and I'm going to just kind of go through and show where I think everyone's at.
I love it. Bring it.
All right. So the Traz brothers. So I'm dropping them in the Larry David category. So I have something to say about them. Kyle is very nice and will always talk trade with me. But on the internet in the preseason, I saw, like a meme, and basically like I received Justin Jefferson and Taylor, and then you receive, and there's like 15 players, right? And it's obviously making fun of like the bad trade proposals in the off season. I offered the Traz brothers like a whole bunch of players that went in like the third, the second, third, fourth round, like good defensive players. Winfield had an interception. I really think it would have helped their team because they have a great upper half, but they just don't have enough depth to compete right now, at least. So obviously that'll change. But Traz boys, I love you. But I just don't want to be represented by that meme. All right, I'm trying to make trades that'll help the people.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. There's I'm working up something. It's called the Big Cat Trade Tracker. That's going to keep track of the blockbuster offseason trades and who we think maybe has come out ahead. So all right. There's a little preview for you boys. Keep an eye on the site.
This is going to be the greatest podcast ever. I can't wait. Dominator. I had Dave help me out with a couple of the pictures because I knew he had them from Pinehurst. Oh, yeah. He sent me this one of Dom. I just started laughing. This is such a Dom face. I love it. I found his performance to be particularly strong this week.
Strong to quite strong.
It really was. I was impressed. His team was tough. It's going to be tough to beat. Try to run around a little bit here. So obviously was not going to take the time to combine these guys, so I'm going to put them together. I thought they did I thought their team had a great performance in the first week. Kind of like the same comment with Mike and Bussing. Like they just found those 10, 11 point players and got them in their lineup. Like that shows a lot of effort and thought. And that's how you can win games in this league. And Dave just said, if you get to 7 wins, who knows what can happen. So I had them, low, probably 11 or 12 last week. I think they could be better than that. All right, our boy Glenn dancing with Craig's mom.
Can confirm.
The extra time I spent on this, I did it really quickly, but then I went and improved a few pictures as I was kind of scrolling through. Glenn's team could really go between these two. I think he kind of outperformed in week 1, so I'm going to put him in the hunt. Dave, I had you down low in the first week, and kind of like those same comments, you found a bunch of good starters. Your team performed better than I thought it was going to. So I have these tiered for a reason. I think all these teams are very, very even. With this guy, I had the black leg right above you in 16 Czechoslovakians. But I think you guys are basically neck and neck right now. Billy Mack, I'm leaving in serious contender. I really agree with what Mike said. That quarterback start, I don't even know who was more highly rated. It was probably really close. I saw the rookie wide receiver drop a wide open touchdown. So, it's hard to plan for that stuff. His roster's strong. Derrick Henry will be putting up some big numbers. The big cat, I'm keeping myself down here in serious contenders. I would have myself kind of borderline. But I just think there's too much that separates me from the top 2 guys. Andrew didn't even start a player and still scored second points. So the thing that really puts him over the top, I think, is Josh Allen is kind of like the cherry on the top of just like a stacked roster. If you had like like Aaron Rodgers, great example, who will score, top 6 points a lot, but can also lay an egg. Josh Allen, just he's not going to do that unless there's some crazy weather game in Buffalo. Mikey with the big win. Like I said, I definitely had you last week. I think this row is all very, very close. Oh, what is wrong with me? I'm sorry about that, Bussing. I did not mean to do that to you. To be honest with you, I still had you in my mind as the Glenn team. So that is my fault on that one. I would say Mikey's team is one that I thought outperformed, but I think the guy from Philly, what's his name?
Smith, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a great player, and he scored 0 points. So, he's definitely one of those teams in the hunt. Because I would have Hulk Hands up here in the serious contenders. So I think there's kind of 5 playoff teams as I see it right now. And I think, a lot of these guys have kind of moved up from, no hope filled to pretty solid rosters. We can see what happens. I can see a lot of movement between here, and someone's going to kind of emerge out of this group to get that last playoff spot.
Yeah, that seems right to me.
That was awesome.
I thought it was very. I mean, I thought that there were 3 or 4 teams that were just going to be non-competitive this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this week's matchups at least suggest that it'll be a struggle. They'll have to be very efficient, but everybody can hang with all but a couple of teams. So pretty cool. That thing is awesome. Tier maker.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, Big Cat.
Make me a tier. Incredible.
Well,
awesome.
it is good that we have this because these can still be moved. So I'm going to go over here.
What you need to do is get a week 2 screenshot in there.
What is that?
You need to
Oh yeah, you got to
screenshot the tier maker each week, and we can watch it progress.
Oh yeah, no, I can save it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it live. Let's do it live right here on the
Oh,
pod.
this will be great. Yeah,
Is this week?
Let's save a
would you call it week 2 or week 1?
Week 2.
Week 2.
We'll always look forward. We're always looking forward.
All right. Well, there you go.
Love it.
So where were you going with that last comment?
Well, I think how do I get back there?
It's an excellent question. Top tab on the left.
All right. So yeah, these still can be moved. So I'm gonna see if I can put Dave over the edge here.
Oh boy, can't wait.
Live on the air. Oh, we got something in the old inbox here.
Oh, what's in the inbox?
Oh boy, what do we got? We got Russell Wilson, Travis Kelce, and a 5th rounder from Mapletron for second round pick Alec Pierce, first round pick Jameson Williams, and a first round draft pick 2023.
That's a good trade.
Fucking handsome kitty right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and accept that one.
Let's get young. Mapletron will descend to the number 12 spot.
All right. It's done.
So wait, Derek, you actually sent your first round pick next year for these guys?
Yep. First rounder.
Amazing.
Gone.
Yeah.
Blockbuster trade.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to work.
What are your thoughts?
That's good, man. It's a rock solid trade for both sides. I don't know what Alec Pierce is going to become, but I feel like Jameson Williams is going to be a guy with a 10-year career. So, and then you'll be picking probably late in the first round next year. But it's exactly where Jameson Williams. He went 110 this year. So, I like it. It's a good deal for both sides.
Yeah. I don't know.
Derek, who's starting at quarterback? Who's your starting quarterback before
Kyler Murray?
Oh, all right.
No, I had no backup. Obviously,
didn't
better
have a
days,
but he was the only
year.
quarterback on the roster.
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously, if Kelce can stay on the field, he's a top end player, and I need those to keep up. So
there you go.
You know what? Like last year, especially because there was injuries, it's very hard to stay competitive like right now and also have enough roster spots to like stash all the players that you need. It's very difficult. So I guess I'm trying to adapt, and when I'm trying to win, keep it more for the current year. I don't know how that's going to work, but
yeah. No, I like it. I mean, it has been a joy having Kelce and not having to think at all about the tight end position. But I don't know, right? Tony Gonzalez played until his age 36 or 37 year, I think, and he was pretty productive. So I hope that Kelce has a couple of healthy years ahead of him. But by the time Bussing and I are able to pull this disaster out of the fire, like, he's not still going to be productive. So it was time for us to try to move his production. I mean, we're not going to hold the Mike Trout of this league hostage like the Angels any longer. We're going to let him breathe a little, let him be a part of a championship franchise again. And, we're trying to address that problem that I mentioned when I ranked us 12, which is now we have nobody, but we're trying to get beyond, a bunch of second string guys and backup running backs and stuff like that. We're hoping that Jameson Williams or that first round pick can help us to find some frontline players for the future. So, transaction will create an invalid roster. We'll fix it.
We're gonna have to do that again.
We'll fix it.
That was a little less dramatic than I had hoped it would be. The trade didn't go through.
Re-rank.
That's a classic rebuilding to a contending trade right there, and I think you moved yourself up the top meta when you add Kelce into the mix there, Big Cat.
So the only reason that I really executed the trade was that when Kelsey goes out for the season this week, it's going to help the Bills out a lot.
Well, can I offer, Mike? Can I interest you in a little Cole Kmet?
Oh. With a side of garbage. Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't bury Cole Kmet after the monsoon game.
All right. Well, you got 2 first-round picks, so you can get him for the low price.
Hey, look, be gentle when you move Brian and I down to the better luck next year category. Okay.
No. I'm not gonna. Even if I go and win 3 games in a row, I'm not gonna eat the cheese like the big dummy I am and start trying to trade to win this year. I refuse.
Well, that was actually the conversation that Bussing and I had this afternoon. I was like, the good thing about this trade is that I won't be talking to you in 2 weeks if we pull off a second win about trying to trade everything for next year to have a run this year. Because we stink too bad. We're not going to be able to compete with the good teams. So we're going to try again next year.
All right, let's dive into the week here. Mike, you're going to take our first game. It's going to be kind of a toilet bowl game. You can scroll down, Big Cat. We're looking for Mac and Chase versus Derry Zanders.
Yeah, I mean, I think Billy Mack is going to bounce back along with the Bengals. Derrick Henry, stronger week, and we'll see, Dave. If you get a big week out of McCaffrey, who knows? But I don't like your odds here. I think Bill gets back on the right track and kind of solidifies his playoff contention with a bounce back win this week.
I am with you. I'm on Billy this week. I think that he's gonna kind of right the ship. So. Yep. Big Cat.
Yep, I agree.
Consensus.
Yikes. Really the way we can go. Derek. Next up is DJ Booger Sugar versus the Traz Boys. Another kind of toilet bowl action here. Couple 0-1 teams.
Look at this. That's crazy.
Look at this.
So yeah, this would definitely be a 50-50 toss-up. I know Chubb will do well, and he's got Brady going against the Saints. So, I'm going to go with the Traz Boys just because I have them higher ranked right now. That's going to be my tiebreaker. I'd say it's a toss-up.
Dave?
Yeah, same for me. I'm on the Traz Boys to have a little bounce back this week.
I am going to go with Booga Sugar. I think Edwards-Helaire will be part of a shootout game. I still like that core of wide receivers over the core of running backs. So I'm going Booga Sugar on this one.
You think Danny and Joe are serious about starting Taysom Hill, or is that are they fucking with us?
I hope they're messing with us, but you never know. I don't know what else.
I don't think they are. I hope they are, but I don't think they are.
We can look to see what else is on their roster.
I mean, if he throws a pass,
advice.
Yeah, as long as he keeps on running for 75-yard touchdowns, I mean, he's good to go.
No, that's not going to happen. Well, I mean, look, they've got a bunch of guys I'd like to start if they didn't. I mean, yeah, that might be their best offensive player to play in that spot. Pretty ugly.
It's okay. Hey, look, I love him, but
I like Taysom Hill at tight end. I like that.
Okay, I don't
Mark
like
me
it
down for pro Taysom Hill.
You want to fucking change your pick?
No.
Lock it. Lock it up. Lock it up.
What are we talking?
Lock it up.
All right. Next up,
all right, Dave.
We are going another couple of winless teams here. Mapletron versus 16 Czechoslovakians.
Wait a second. I object.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Well, I guess you can kind of figure out where I'm going with this one then. I think, I mean, without Kelsey, I just don't know what you guys are working with.
No.
So I'm defaulting to Craig. I might have picked differently. To be honest, I might have picked differently before that trade. And I don't hate the trade. I think the trade makes both sense for both sides. But, man, the cupboard is bare for Mapletron right now. So, I'm going to go with Craig on this one.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, even before the trade, I was concerned. Although, again, I we have a ton of guys who are the second or third best player offensively on their team. If they continue to produce, maybe we could snap another win, but it's not sustainable. And without Kelsey's 30 points, I think we're in deep shit. So I'm picking 16 checks.
I mean, Craig scored good points with 2 zeros. So this
Yeah.
team's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll take
Barkley. Well, and Barkley,
Um,
I mean, don't they play Carolina this week? So he should have another
Yeah.
good week.
I mean, as long as he's playing, he's going to score huge points.
Dude, the guy
Do you
finally
guys-
looks like Barkley. And I'm going to be rooting for Craig all season because 2 years of getting nada out of Barkley and resisting the urge to rage trade him or something like that should be paid out. It should be paid out. So I'm pulling for you, Craig.
You think Craig's gonna pull Josh Palmer up off the taxi squad with Keenan Allen out? Think you better.
Think he's got to give I mean, well, there's no consequence.
There's no
to
cost
it
to
now.
it right now, so he
So
might as
yeah,
well.
I mean, for sure. I think the long-term question is, does he leave him up? And that will be interesting to see. But we got a couple weeks to sort that out. But yeah,
You can't go
Thanks.
out there starting Brian Edwards much longer and expect
no,
anything good. So
yeah, I wouldn't plan on that.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. All right, Big Cat. I assume you're on 16 Czechoslovakians there.
Yep.
All right, very good. All right, Mike, this is your game. It's Hulk Hands 0-1 versus our defending champion Bill Cosby Sleepers.
Yeah, and that's kind of all you have to say. I mean, I think I mentioned that Bill Cosby's got a little bit of stuff to sort out with some of the injuries, but I think he'll be able to do that just fine. He's got unbelievable depth and Allen, until somebody beats him, he will remain, kind of the apple of my eye. And I think Wallace needs a win here. It's an opportunity for him to confirm that we're correct, that he's a contender yet again this year, but I don't like his chances here. And, the flip side of it only takes 7 wins to make the playoffs is you start 0-2 and, there's a finite amount of time to find those 7 wins in the next couple of weeks. So, we'll see. But I'm picking Cosby.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one, Mike.
Yep, I agree too. I still think even if he loses this week, I still think Joe bounces back. But
it ain't
going to be this week.
I don't mean to be overly dramatic. I just, there is a flip side to that. 2-0 gets you close to the playoffs. So.
All right, Derek, you got Dead Money versus the Lord of the Slum. We got a couple of 1-0 teams here facing off each other. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dead Money. His roster is good. Obviously Wentz isn't going to score 40 points or whatever it was, but Mike probably got a little overperformance in a few spots, and obviously even probably a little outperformance from Mahomes. So I'll take Dead Money.
Dave?
I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with you there. I think that Glenn's team is just a better team. So all things else being equal, I think he's got a better chance to win. But I don't expect it to be – I wouldn't be shocked to see Mikey win again. But I think there's a better chance that Glenn's going to come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's going to do at quarterback. And, hopefully he only starts one of those 0 tight ends, but he's got depth on his bench to pull up some points. I think Eckler's going to do a hell of a lot better this week in a shootout against the Chiefs. And I've got Dead Money, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's involved in yet another game of the week and at the, when we talk about things next week, because I think Mahomes will have a big week. And if Devonta Smith, scores more than 0, Mikey's got one of the top 4 scores if he didn't already. And so dangerous team. And like, I mean, I understand Mahomes probably won't score 40 or 50 or whatever it was, but he is playing the Chargers this week, right? Tomorrow night.
Yep.
I think that's going to be a very high scoring game. And if the Chiefs are scoring, it's because Mahomes is throwing touchdowns. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Close game, but I got Dead Money.
All right. Mike has Dead Money also. I'm just tracking our picks here. And then game of the week, all the way to the top, Big Cat. We have the Big Cat. You want to do a live lineup for us?
I don't think I can because I don't have the trade through.
Yeah, we're going to have to work that out.
No, it went through. I just refreshed the screen. It went through. But you just have an illegal roster. So you have to push somebody down to your taxi squad real quick. Push Likely down to your taxi squad. You're not going to start Isaiah Likely now that you have Kelsey. Cut his ass. I'll pick him up.
There you go.
All right, now here we go. Submit that lineup, Big Cat. Live lineup for you boys.
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
yeah. All right,
Oh,
so
hell,
this will be fun starting the wrong quarterback every week now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You're not going to start Russell Wilson at home against the.
Yeah, no, I'm going to.
How many gifts did we give you this week? Holy hell. Russell Wilson against the worst team in the league. And
this really hurt me.
Kelsey
this really hurt me because I knew he's gonna do well, man, and he
Rondale?
fucking gets a fucking hammy in the first day of practice. Come on, man.
It's a per dump guy, dude. What do you expect?
I'm gonna start this guy.
Oh, Gregory Russo. That was a heartbreaker. I thought I could wait one more round and still get him. Turned out I was wrong.
What did you do? Did you make it? Yeah, 14.
Boom.
14.
Now let's look at the preview now.
So you're going with Dawson Knox over it changed the game of the week. Classy site we got here. Classy.
Yeah, I switched to commissioner. I thought I had to force my lineup through.
Oh well. So you're interesting choice to go Dawson Knox over the running back, huh?
Nah, I'm probably changing that.
Okay, whatever. You're gonna lose. So there you go. I mean, Dominic's team is just so fucking good. Look at that starting lineup.
It is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. I mean, come on. He doesn't dude, he has no sketchy offensive starters. Not a single one. There's not even a sketchy dude on there.
Nope.
I mean, I guess Dalton Schultz is his sketchiest offensive starter. And he would start.
Yeah, by virtue of the quarterback
he would start
situation.
On every single team in the league. He would get.
He's a wide receiver. Just routes run alone, he's a top 5 tight end.
Yeah. So Dominic has no sketchy offensive starters. Most teams have at least one.
Yep.
Like your offensive starters are good, but like Dawson Knox or Devin Singletary, like that's okay, but like that's a little sketch, right?
Yeah, and this guys are hurt already too.
Yeah, hell yeah. There's nothing that says
I messed this up.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
At this point, who's still watching? So, J.K. Dobbins would ordinarily be in.
Right.
Yeah, boy. Hopefully he comes back.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Michael Thomas.
Oh, yeah, that's Michael Thomas. Yeah. And DPJ.
And honestly, I might start Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, against the Jets. I mean, because Higgins, is he going to clear protocol?
They said he was working today, so I think there's a chance.
I think he might play, but yeah, if he doesn't, it would be between Singletary and Knox, because Kittle's definitely not playing and Dobbins is definitely not playing.
Really? Kittle's not playing? That is shocking.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, and this is nothing against, even if you lose this week, Derek. If you lose or win, I don't think my top 3 rankings are going to change anyway.
Nope.
So, but it'll be fun to watch. This should be a
banger, man. This should be a banger. And I mean,
we're going to know a lot.
Kittle, dude.
We're going to know a lot of what's going on
healthy
after Thursday night, because Dominic starts so many Chargers.
Right. Yeah.
So, that could come into the way that Derek structures his team when he's rolling into Sunday too. If Thursday night curse hits, so you never know. Anyway, what do you think, Mike? You going Beaver Tamers? Or you going Diggs?
Yeah, I gotta go Beaver Tamers here, and for the exact reason that you mentioned, it's just top to bottom offensive players or guys. I mean, he just has. I don't know. You could go back maybe look at the draft, but like the guys that he acquired in the top couple rounds in the last 2 years, they've just all hit, right? They've all turned out to be complete stone cold studs, which is what we had kind of hoped would happen with structuring the draft the way we did and things like that. This was a team that 2 seasons ago was like, really bad, and they're not anymore. It's awesome. So I'm taking the Beaver Tamers, but I think Diggs is stronger now, and he was dangerous already. A lot of depth, and
he's firing lead bullets for sure.
Oof. It's gonna be a great game. I'm looking forward to tracking this one throughout the weekend.
D, are you gonna bet on yourself?
No, I'll take Beaver Tamers. I don't pick myself until it gets really, really obvious.
Yeah.
So this obviously is not one of those times.
Yeah. I think you're kind of right about that. So there you go. That's.
What do we have? How many of those picks were consensus, Dave?
We have consensus on Mac over Derry Sanders. We have consensus on 16 Czechoslovakians over Mapletron. We have consensus on Cosby over Hulk Hands. We have consensus on Dead Money over Lord of the Slum. And we have consensus on the Beaver Tamer over Diggs. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 games were consensus.
The only difference was me taking Booga Sugar, right? So this is really going to move the ball on the relative standings as far as how everybody fares. But
yeah, I think Derek and I are in consensus. So congratulations on a tie for next week, Big Cat. Oh, by the way, how were our picks last week? I think we both went 3-3.
I thought you both went 4-2.
Oh, we both went 4-2. Hey, yeah, there we go.
Well, and you won't get my game wrong. Bussing and I are a lock for the next 16 weeks or whatever it is.
Kind of the Lions type thing. Yeah, you got your win though. You know what? You got your dub.
It was a thrilling win, and against an arch nemesis,
Exactly.
in division arch. One final shot before we blow the whole thing up.
That's right. You know what? It feels good. It feels good to stick it to Wallace one more time, doesn't it?
We've battled for that division for several years now, and so yes, to take one last shot before we tear it all apart was gratifying. But it's over now. So
you put him in last place in the division. He's dead last right now. Boom. Dead last.
It's like when the Browns play the Steelers in Week 14 and they got 2 wins, but they're trying to knock the Steelers out of home field advantage.
Yeah.
All they're doing is playing for pride.
Maybe we'll have that opportunity later in the season. So.
All right,
boys, we'll get stuff.
Yeah.
Tier tracker, live trades. I mean, I don't know what more you fuckers want from us.
Seriously. Fucking
cold drinks.
Watch
We'll
it.
see you later.
Fucking watch it. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Don't forget
Smash
to
that like
drop a
Ring
like
the
on
bell
it.
for notifications.
Yeah, get the bell for notifications. It helps the channel.
Really helps the channel. It'll help pump us up in the algorithm.
We're gonna shoot for 8 likes on this one.
You know what? I think that we're gonna. I have a personal goal of double-digit views. All right. I want at least everybody in the league to watch this. -2 teams.
See if we can get sponsored by Pure Gold. Even if we're not, we'll just pretend.
Isn't it? It's been renamed, right? Wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
renamed?
it's the cheetah, I think.
I don't know. I don't remember. Call Rick. He'll know.
Well, Bill, no. I mean, come on.
Bill. All right. Well, this was fun. Good to see you, boys.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck this week, everybody.
Good luck.